日本人が行けたら行くと言ったら、それは 99% 行かないという意味です。ちょっと難しいかもと言われたら、それは無理です。できませんという意味です。大丈夫ですと笑顔で言われたら、それはもしかしたら全然大丈夫じゃないかもしれません。空気を読む。Reading the air is a frequently deployed skill in Japanese society. As a language learner, it's not easy to grasp, I know. But being a non-native Japanese speaker is not just a disadvantage. Actually, one of the phrases that I'm going to explain today only works because you're not a Japanese native. Your foreign status is actually the most useful thing you have. Later in this episode, I'll show you exactly how to leverage that for the moment you're not sure if the yes is really yes. Let's get started. So, from the easiest one, when you ask something to someone or invite someone and you're not sure if the person's yes is genuine or not, the simplest move is adding this right after your sentence. 無理しないでね。無理だったら言ってね。無理しないでね。無理だったら言ってね。For example, you want to invite someone for a drink today. So you say, 今日飲みに行かない？今日飲みに行きませんか？ Of course you don't want to be pushy, but also you don't want to deal with the vague yes. So immediately, almost in the same breath, you add, 今日飲みに行かない？あ、でも無理だったら言ってね。全然大丈夫だから。今日飲みに行かない？あ、でも無理だったら言ってね。大丈夫だから。You asked, but in the same breath, you give them the way out. Just saying, 今日飲みに行かない is, of course, correct. Between friends, it's absolutely fine. But it's like a yes, no question without a buffer to consider. 無理しないでね gives them a buffer. And I'll give you two more phrases, including the one only works because you're not Japanese. Welcome back to Wanderlust Japanese. I'm Mariko. I guess many of you have already heard that Japanese people are indirect. But what doesn't get properly explained is why the system works the way it does. Once you understand that, the phrases that I'm going to talk about today will make complete sense, not just as a vocabulary, but as tools to prepare for a variety of similar situations. For that moment when you realize the yes was not actually yes in Japanese, and you freeze and panic, I made Freeze Ready Kit. 5 real-life situations where stakes are high and you tend to freeze. Each situation includes vocabulary, phrases, cultural context, life tips, and shadowing practice. So you can get comfortable with those situations before you actually encounter them. It's free. Download it from here or the link in the description. Someone I know, not Japanese, had this moment early on. He was asking something about a project to his Japanese colleague. And a colleague said, あ、ちょっと難しいかも. Maybe a bit difficult, right? So he replied, Okay, so what can I do for you to make it easier? What's the obstacle? I can help you, maybe. But the real meaning was clear no. Back then, he didn't know that. これは本当によくあることです。でも、問題は日本語のレベルじゃありません。だって、ちょっと難しいかもの意味はわかりますよね。The real problem here is that you're listening to the words. In Japanese, the words are often not the message. When Japanese person says or does something, they're not just thinking about the person in front of them. They're thinking about how their answer looks to the group around that interaction. Even when it's just two of you in the room, there's sort of an invisible audience because you and the person you're talking to both belong to society as a whole, which creates collective awareness, the deep instinct to stay inside the group's rhythm, the mindset of not to be the person who disrupts the flow or stands out is especially strong in Japan. This is why everyone in the group orders beer for the first round, even if they have something else in mind, for the sake of harmonious 乾杯 timing. And at the workplace, ちょっと難しいですね happens instead of clear no. できません。無理です。And 今度また行きましょう means that next time never comes. Saying things means being seen, standing out. That visibility has a social cost that most non-Japanese people don't pay attention that much. じゃあ、どうすればいいんでしょうか? If you think Japanese people are like perfectly reading the air every time, we're not. Even people born into this system get it wrong sometimes and go home wondering what something really meant. Instead of exhausting yourself trying to decode every indirect signal, I want to offer a different goal. Make it slightly easier for people around you to be honest with you. Lower the pressure on others and let the rest go. Here are some phrases that you can use. You already have the first one. 無理しないでね。無理だったら言ってね。Say it right after you ask something. Immediately. That's it. Let's move to the second one. 勘違いしたくないから確認するけど、ってことだよね。勘違いしたくないから確認するけど、ってことだよね。Use this after they've answered something and you're not sure about what it really means. The key is the first part. 勘違いしたくないから。勘違い means misunderstanding. So by saying, I don't want to get it wrong, you're putting uncertainty entirely on yourself. Not like, I didn't get what you mean, but I might have got it wrong, so help me understand. For example, you invited someone to a party, and the person said, 仕事が早く終わったら行ける. Instead of acting on yes, you can ask, 勘違いしたくないから確認するけど、今はまだわからないってことだよね。勘違いしたくないから確認するけど、今はまだわからないってことだよね。This phrase works well in one-on-one situation. In a group setting, clarifying something in front of others can put that person on the spot, the exactly opposite of what you want. So especially when the topic is personal, use this phrase when you follow up privately. And here's the phrase that only works because you're not Japanese. 日本語って難しいから、はっきり言ってもらった方が助かるんだけど。ってこと?日本語って難しいから、はっきり言ってもらった方が助かるんだけど。ってこと? You are using your foreign status as a face-saving gift to the other person. You're giving them a socially acceptable reason to be clearer and more direct. The foreigner needs help with the language, and this reason perfectly fits inside the system. They can be more direct without feeling like they're breaking this social rule. A Japanese person cannot say this phrase. Only you can. Your foreignness in this moment is not a liability. It's a tool. Remember, ちょっと難しいかも story from the beginning of this episode. If you encounter those situations, you can respond, ごめん、日本語って難しいから、はっきり言ってもらった方が助かるんだけど、それってできるってこと?できないってこと?ごめん、日本語って難しいから、はっきり言ってもらった方が助かるんだけど、それってできるってこと?できないってこと? In polite form? すみません。ちょっと日本語まだ難しいので、はっきり言ってもらった方が助かるんですが、それはできるってことですか?できないってことですか?すみません。ちょっと日本語まだ難しいので、 はっきり言ってもらった方が助かるんですが、それはできるってことですか？できないってことですか？ Use this in one-on-one when something is being softened too much and you genuinely need clarity. Japanese people are kind by nature, I believe. They want to be nice. And because of that, they tend to soften things too much and avoid being explicit, which sometimes works opposite of being kind, ironically, especially for language learners. So by saying, 日本語って難しいから you naturally trigger the response. Oh, I want to help this person without making them feel they've gone against their social instincts. Let's go over the three phrases one more time. 無理しないでね。無理だったら言ってね。勘違いしたくないから確認するけどってことだよね。日本語って難しいからはっきり言ってもらった方が助かるんだけどってこと？ That's how real relationship in Japanese actually form. Not through perfect air reading, but through making it a little easier for people around you to be themselves. それではまた次のエピソードでお会いしましょう。さようなら。